Find the breath. Take the hand behind the ear, and again, just a few shoulder shrugs, just to allow yourself to release any tension there. Come back to center. Walk the hands out in front of you, extending the arms out and away from you. Take the forehead down towards the floor, and we find the breath. I'm just going to pause here for a moment, keeping in that position, keeping the head nice and heavy, allowing yourself to breathe, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And then pressing all the way up. We're going to roll forwards, come into an all-four position. Take the big toes to touch. Sink your glutes down to your heels. Take the forehead to the floor. And we find child's pose. Big breath in. And big breath out. Big breath in. And big breath out. Big breath in. And big breath out. Just allowing yourself to settle here. Allowing yourself to find that breath. A few more breaths. And then nice and slowly press all the way up. Finding your downward facing dog, lifting your heels up one by one, padding through those heels. And then again, come down into child's pose. This time, keep your knees together, your feet together. Take the forehead to the floor, take the hands behind you, turn your head to one side, and again, take 5 long, big, deep breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathe in and breathe out. One more, breathing in and breathe out. And then last time, breathe in and breathe out. Gently pressing all the way back up into your downward facing dog. Lifting your hips nice and high. Walk your feet forwards. We're going to hang in a forward fold, letting your head be heavy, your neck be long. Find your elbows and just take a little sway from one side to the other side. Take the hands down towards the floor and we roll all the way up. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, pull the belly in, come to stand at the top of your mat. And we find that lovely breath. So we're going to come into a lovely long flow today. We're just going to progress it, adding on moves as we go. So if at any stage you want to come down into your mat, take a pause, please do so. I'm hoping that you feel nice and centered and concentrating on your breath. So inhale, we send the arms up towards the sky, palms come together at the top. As we exhale, we bend our knees and we're going to sink into a chair pose. So your arms can either be in prayer or extended out in front of you. Your big toes are touched, heels are a little bit further away, and we're sinking down. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Now keep your chest and your legs exactly where they are. Send your arms behind you so that your chest then comes parallel with the floor. Hands go behind. Sink even lower in your knees. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Come back up, lengthen, pull the belly in, lift the right leg up with it lengthening here. And as we exhale, we send that right leg out and behind us. Pull up, extend, see if you can come straight into warrior 3. Breathing here. Bring that right leg back in. Try not to put it down on the floor and lower that right leg. We come into the other side, sending the arms up towards the sky, bending your knees. Take your big toes to touch, heels are a little bit further apart, and we sink into that child's pose, holding for chair pose, 2, 1. And you send your arms behind you, extend, lengthen, pull the belly in, look in front of you, holding for 3, 2, 1. Then lift the arms up, lift your left leg. How high can you get that left leg? Holding again for 3, 2, 1, and then push the left heel out and away from you. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Look forwards, lift your chest, flex through your foot, and push the heel away. And then bring the left leg down, hang in a forward fold. Let the head be heavy, the neck be long. Maybe find the elbows, take a little sway from one side to the other, and find that breath. Wonderful. Keep breathing. Keep lengthening through the spine. Take the hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. We take our hands to our shins. Pull the belly in. Exhale, the hands come down to the floor. We step all the way back and again find that down dog, padding through the heels. Take your feet to the floor one by one, padding it through those heels as much as you can, pedaling through the left and the right. And then send that right leg up towards the sky. Lifting the right leg as high as you can, push through your left heel. The palms are spread, you're lifting your tailbone and pushing your chest back to that left thigh. And then bend your right leg, bring your right foot forwards and in between your hands. Pull the belly in, push back strong through the left heel. We send the arms up towards the sky, find that high lunge. Push back long through that left heel, lift the chest. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, lift up a little. As we exhale, we open into warrior 2. Look over your right fingertips, sink down, pull the belly in. Inhale. And exhale, your left heel wants to be the furthest thing away from us. We then bring the left arm forwards. Again, find that high lunge. Pull the belly in. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to rotate the other side. So our right knee stays bent, but our left arm comes forward. Right arm comes back. Open here. Inhaling, push back strong through left heel. And exhale. Bring the right arm up. Send your hands down and then behind you. Push through your fingers. Can we then bend into that right leg and step our left foot forwards, lift the arms back up towards the sky, and we come back into that chair pose. Sink down a little deeper, fold forwards, let the head be heavy, and roll all the way up to stand. And we relax. A little breath in and out. Fab. So we're going to repeat that and do all of that now through the other side. So send the arms all the way up towards the sky. Bend your knees, pull the belly in. Lift your chest a little, tuck under, and then take the hands all the way down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, look forwards. Exhale, we step back into our downward facing dog. Lift the tailbone nice and tall. Pad through the heels one by one. Making sure If your hamstrings are particularly tight, I know some of you may have got DOMs today, so just pad it through, keep your knees bent. And then lift the left leg high. Bend your left knee, bring your left foot forward, place it in between the hands. Pull the belly in, lift your chest, find height here, and we send the arms up into high lunge. Open, push back strong through right heel. Make sure that your chest is coming forward and you're not opening to the right side with that right hip. See if you can keep your pelvis parallel with the top of the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Now rotate. Take the right heel down. Take your left hand in front of you. And we find that warrior two. Big inhale. And exhale. Sink a little deeper. Nice. Inhaling. And exhaling. Bring the right arm up. Pivot back into high lunge. Hold. Inhale. And exhale. And then take your right arm forward, left arm back. Push back strong through right heel. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your arms all the way up and then send your hands behind you, fingertips to the back of the mat. Take the weight into your left foot. Can you step your right foot in and come into a forward fold? Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, we lift the arms up. We're going to come back into that chair pose, extending, lifting, and then come to stand and shake it out. Nice. We're going to develop that a little bit more, taking it a little bit deeper. Inhale, we send the arms up. Exhale, we sink down. Find that chair pose. Make sure if you have tight calves like I seem to have today, when you're sinking down, your chest will want to also follow and come towards the floor. Bend your knees and try and lift your chest. Your lats will engage as you lift the arms up. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Take the hands to the floor. Walk, step, or jump back into a plank position. Lower the knees down to the mat if you want to. Untuck your toes, and we slowly hover to the floor. Inhale, little baby cobra, just to start off with. Pull the belly in, lift your chest. Exhale, take it down, tuck the toes under. Press back into your downward facing dog. Pad through those heels. Breathing here. Find that breath. In and out. Gently pedaling through those heels and setting yourself up. We go again. We lift the right leg up towards the sky. Bend your right foot and bring that right foot forward in between your hands. Pull the belly and lift the chest. Inhale. We find that high lunge. As we exhale, we come straight into our warrior two, sinking down here, breathing here. Can we now send ourselves back into high lunge? Arms come up and open, pushing strong through our left heel into that switch. Holding here. Take the left hand now down to the floor. Take the right arm up towards the sky. Make sure that your fingertips are level with your right toes. Hold. Inhaling and exhaling. Then bring your right arm all the way forwards. Reach the fingertips as far as you can and then inside your foot. Pull the belly in and see if you can press into your palms. Push back strong through left heel. Holding in and out. Take the left knee down. Untuck your toes. We sit the weight back, flexing through our right foot and draw it in towards us. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Come up, lift. Maybe bring your hands to prayer. Maybe bring your hands to your hips. Can you lift that right foot up and off the floor? It doesn't have to be long. You could just be playing with a little micro lift. And release down. Take the hands all the way to the floor. Tuck your left toes in. Take the right foot to the back. Find your down dog. Find the breath. Take an inhale. We ripple forwards into plank. Lower the knees if you want to. As we exhale, we hover to the floor. Inhale, we find up dog or baby cobra if you prefer. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, take this time to find your breath. Pedal through the heels. Just find a little softness here. Inhaling and exhaling. We lift the left leg up towards the sky. We bring our left foot forwards, place it in between the hands. Pull the belly in. Inhale, we rise. As we exhale, open straight into that warrior two. If you're feeling quite serious in your face, relax here, breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling, bring the right arm forward again. High lunge, push back strong through right heel. Right arm comes forward, left arm comes back. Find that twist. Keeping the strength, take the right hand down towards the floor, inside your left foot, left toes align with right fingertips. We send that left arm high. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Bring your left arm up and over your head, reach here, and then bring both of your hands inside the foot. Take the knee down, untuck the right toes, sit the weight back, and flex through the foot. Feel that lovely hamstring stretch. Maybe coming into the calf. Inhale and exhale. Lift. See if you can keep that leg nice and long. And again, doesn't have to be much. It can just be a little play. See if you can start to lift that left leg up and off the floor. A lot of engagement goes on there, so you just play with it today. Bend through your left knee, tuck your right toes under, take your left foot to the back, down. Pull the belly in, lift the tailbone nice and tall. Slowly ripple forward into that plank position. Take the knees down to the floor if you want to. Make sure that your palms are below the shoulders. Push back strong through your heels. Tuck the tailbone under. Lift the chest. Bend the elbows. Knees down if you want. We hover to the floor. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, child's pose. And sink back here. Relax here. Breathe in and out. Breathe it in and out. With the palms flat on the floor, we find all fours. We make sure the palms are below our shoulders. We lift the tailbone tall and we find that down dog. So from down dog, you can bring the knees down if you want to. I'm just going to demonstrate to start off with. You want to then lower yourself to the floor and bring your chest as close to your mat as you can. So with the knees down, you're bending your elbows out, not what we normally do for a hover down, but you're lowering as close towards the floor and then slinking straight up into up dog. Sitting the weight back. And we're going to go again. So your elbows go out wide, you're lowering towards the floor and sinking up into up dog. And we take it back. Take the knees down to the floor if you want to, like this. We lower all the way down and we slink straight up into up dog. And we sit it back. One more. Slide forwards, take your elbows wide, lower down, slink up, and then sit it back to child's pose. Breathing here. Inhale and exhale. Come on to all fours. Pull the belly in, either with your knees down or in a plank position. Option for you today. How slowly can we now hover down through our Chaturanga Dandasana? So elbows are tight. I'm going to count for 10, but if you want to lower your knees, then please do. We're going to go for 10. Lower, bend those elbows. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up dog. Wonderful. Sink it back. Child's pose. We're going to go for one more of those. So finding your plank. Pull the belly in. Extra challenge if you want it on a Wednesday. At 1, see if you can press yourself back up again before you go down into your upward facing dog. So we hold, pull the belly in, and we lower for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up, lower down, and take up dog. Wonderful. Sink it back. Come on to your heels. Take your hands behind you. Interlace through your fingers and open through the chest here. Especially if you've been sat at a desk this morning or even on the sofa or whatever you've been up to. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. And then come down to lie on your front. So lying on your front, take the head down on towards your mat. Can you keep your head down and extend your arms out in front of you? Push the tops of your feet down to the floor and feel your lats, feel your back engage. Hold. And now bend your elbows and send your arms wide into a capital T. Again, our forehead is still on the floor. Hold. And now take your hands behind you. This time we're finding our locus. We're lifting our chest. This time looking up, forward, and we hold, pushing the tops of our feet into the floor. 3, 2, 1. Bring the palms down below the shoulders. Lift up, and we find a Sphinx pose. Forearms are down on the mat. We're opening through the chest and breathing here. If you want to take it further, just extend your arms in front of you, push into those palms and take a little higher. Maybe you want to come into a little half up dog. Maybe you want to take full upward facing dog, coming onto the tops of your feet, pressing the palms down to the floor and taking your thighs completely off the mat. Maybe you can take a little wiggle or a rock. Bend those knees, and to counter pose from that upward facing dog, we're going to take our angry cat. So push the palms down to the floor, tuck the tailbone under, press through the shoulders. See if you can draw your pelvis forwards towards your elbows and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Wonderful. And then coming side on your mat, hopefully so you can still see me, and come onto the balls of your feet. Wonderful. So we're going to lift. Maybe your fingertips stay in contact with the floor. Maybe your hands find your knees. Maybe your hands find prayer. Whatever works for you. Can you keep your hands on your hips or in prayer and take your right leg out to the side? Nice. Can we then start to turn over that right foot and flex the right foot? Your left knee is still pointing forwards, sinking a little deeper. Those of you who have got a little bit more flexibility, you might be able to come onto the flat of that foot and see if you can sink even deeper into this position. Breathing here, coming back up, Take your right foot flat to the floor. Bring your hands back into prayer. Nice. Either support your hands down onto the floor and shimmy over, or extra Wednesday challenge for you, keep low. Can we glide over to the other side? So I'm just going to adjust myself so I don't cut myself off. This time you've got your left leg extended. We're lifting. Our right knee is still pointing forwards. We're opening the chest. Now turn your hands over that left leg and flex your foot. Big, deep stretch through the inside of your adductors, maybe coming into the hamstring. Maybe you can even take your right foot flat. Opening here, breathing here, a little tighter on this side. Inhaling and exhaling. And then this time, sit down on the floor. Bring both of your legs in. Take your legs in front of you. Take the head to the knees. And then just shake it out. Wonderful. Coming back onto the balls of your feet. Big engagement through your lower pelvic floor here. Can we lift the chest? Pull the belly in. Engage the hip flexors. Engage our quads. Send the arms up and above the head. And nice and gently, see if we can come all the way up to stand. I'm going to cut my head off on Zoom, but you can see me on Instagram Live. Nice. Can we sink down to the floor? Bend those knees, keep them pointing forwards. Take it all the way to the mat. Bring your hands down. If your feet are currently screaming at you right now, just fold forwards, take the heels down. Maybe take a little rock, a little roll. And then come back onto the balls of your feet. One more time, but we're going to take it for the count of 10. So arms lift up, breathing, lengthening, hold. We're going to rise up for 10, 9, you've got it, Paul, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take it down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands down. Send your feet out in front of you. Take hold of the backs of your legs and just move those feet. Nice. Good stuff. Take your legs as wide as you can. Sitting back, pull in. Take your fingertips behind you and lift your chest. Opening here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then gently bring your legs forwards. So we're going to keep that engagement of our hip flexors. Pull up and in. Lift the chest. Take your palms face down either side of your hips. I'm just going to turn side on so you can see. But see if you can get a 90-degree angle with your legs and your torso. My torso and arm ratio means that I can put my palms flat to the floor and still get this height. Some of you, our index might be a little different, so you might be on your fists, you might be on your fingers, whatever works for you, but you want to be lengthening, not shrugging through your shoulders, rolling the shoulders back and down, pull the belly in. I'm going to turn back face on so you can see what we're doing next, but we're going to lift our right leg up, pull the belly in. Can you then open that right leg as wide as you can, bring it back, lower down. Anyone else feel those hip flexors activate? Left side, lift that left leg. Take the left leg as wide as you can. Bring it back in, lower down. Wonderful. Lift the right leg. Open it up as wide as you can. Bring it back in, lower down. Left side, lift it up. Open it out. Bring it back in, lower down. Bend your knees, have a little pause here. So only if you don't have to move, maybe you've got a bottle of water, maybe you've got something next to you. If you want to make it more of a challenge, I'm just going to use a block as it's to hand. You can take that in between your feet. If you don't, just make sure that you lift your leg nice and high. So we're going to take our legs as wide as your mat, or a little bit wider than hip width. Pull the belly in, your palms are face down either side of your hips. We're then lifting our right leg up and over the block, taking it over to the left-hand side. Then lift that right leg up and over the block or item and take it over to the right. Same with the left side. Lift the left leg, bring it over towards the right. Lift it up, send it over towards the left. One more time. Right leg, send it back. Left leg, bring it over. Send it back. Those of you without a block, just make sure you're lifting it nice and high, getting height with the leg. Try not to move your upper body or torso as you do so. One more, left side. Send it back. Bend your knees. Remove the item. Take your head down to the floor in between those knees and relax here. Good. So we're doing quite a lot of work into our hip flexors and quads today, so we're going to come and stretch those out. So finding ourselves on all fours, tuck your toes under and lift up. We're going to come into what is called a camel pose. So just a little prerequisite, if any of you have any lower back issues or any problems, please listen to my advice and just take it really, really easy. Take it slow. Obviously, you're in the space of your own home and you're doing this with your own limits, but just be really mindful of where you're at today. So with the toes tucked under, we're going to send our right arm up towards the sky. Relax the shoulders back and down, and then your right arm comes behind you to find your right heel. Your left arm then lifts up towards the sky, and the fingertips find the heel. We squeeze our glutes to protect our lower back, push our hips forwards, draw that left shoulder back, the right shoulder forwards, and open here. Big breath in, don't take it too far. And out. Can you try and make it so your chest is still pointing forward and not slightly off to the right? Inhaling and exhaling. Now bend your knees, this is important. Sit the weight back to come up and out of it. Other side, we're going to send our left arm up, take it back to find our left heel, send our right arm up towards the sky, and again open. If you're not careful, you'll find you're looking over to the left side. Draw that right shoulder back, push the left shoulder forwards, lift the chest, squeeze your glutes, and open here. Feel that big stretch through the front side of the body. Bend your knees, sit the weight back, and come up and out of it. Untuck your toes and just release. Relaxing, holding in a little seated position. So you might find that you can do that quite easily. You might find that that was a big stretch for you through the front side of the body. Whichever it was, either you have two options. So you can repeat that going through the right and the left side again, staying on your heels with your toes tucked. If you want to take it a little bit further, you can untuck your toes. So again, we send the right arm up. We send our right hand back to find our right heel. We lift the left arm up to the sky. Try not to do this, looking over to the right side. Squeeze your glutes, open, lift, lengthen, and take that left arm behind you. Breathing here, being really mindful of your back, supporting yourself, and then bend your knees, sit your weight back to come up and out of it. This is trying not to strain through our backs, to lean forwards to lift up. Other side, left arm comes up. We take the left hand behind to find our left foot. We send our right arm up, and again, we draw the right shoulder back, the left shoulder forwards. Open here, breathing here. Inhale and exhale. And then gently sit the weight back and come out of it. So again, you have two options. You can either repeat, or three options technically. You can either repeat what we've just done. You can come into a child's pose if that's enough for you today on the lower back, or one more option if you want to, you can come into a full camel position. So either with both of your toes tucked under, taking both of your hands down, or with both of your feet flat to the floor. So I'm going to demonstrate with my toes tucked under. Right arm comes up, take it back to find that right heel, squeeze my glutes, left arm comes up, take the left hand back to find my left heel. I'm lifting, I'm opening, I'm sending my head back, being mindful of my neck, and opening into a full expression of the pose. Breathing, keep squeezing those glutes. My voice always goes funny when I'm in this position. And gently, mindfully draw the chin in towards the chest, sit the weight back, and then to counter pose, we come forwards into puppy pose. So we keep our hips stacked above our knees, send the arms out in front of us, and sit the weight down, taking the chest towards the floor. Just feeling that release. So it's still a little back bend, but you're taking the weight out of it. Inhale and exhale, bring the hands back in, push the palms to the floor, and we find that angry cat. So tuck the tailbone under, find that opening, and maybe just rock backwards and forwards, releasing any tension in the back. And then tuck your toes under, and we take a downward facing dog, padding through the heels. Walk your feet forwards, hang in a forward fold. Let your head be heavy, your neck be long, maybe hold on to your ankles, maybe even find your elbows. Just rock and release here. And then taking the fingertips down to the floor, we bend our left knee, straighten through our right knee. Our left fingertips stay in front of our left foot, and we take the right arm up towards the sky. Look past your right fingertips, big deep stretch. Inhaling and exhaling. Nice and gently bring that right hand down. Bend your right knee, straighten your left leg, right fingertips in front of right foot, left arm up to the sky, and we open here. Inhaling, left leg is straight but not locked. Look towards your left fingertips, exhale, release. And then nice and slowly, we roll all the way up to stand. And release. Nice. Coming into a straddle. Take your legs nice and wide. You don't want to be at your limit, but you want them to be as wide as you can, and you want your feet to be pointing forward, so the sides of your feet are parallel with your mat. Soften through those knees. Maybe find a little bounce, maybe have a little boogie, whatever you're feeling on a Wednesday. And we take our hands to our hips. Fab. So slowly, with control, we're not just hinging forwards and sinking down to the mat. We're going to find that breath. So as we inhale, we lengthen the spine. We've worked a lot into our lower back today. We're going to release it a little bit more. Don't lock the knees out. As we exhale, slightly bend your knees and fold forwards. Just find that release in the lower back. Maybe you're feeling it in your hamstrings, your adductors. Take the hands down towards the floor. Find your elbows and take a little sway from one side to the other. Again, knees aren't locked, they're slightly bent. And bring your hands down onto the mat. Lift your chest, making sure you've got space in front of you. This is like a wide leg version of a down dog. We're going to walk our hands out and in front of us. Press into our palms, push the weight back into our heels. Take the tailbone nice and high and find essentially like a wide-legged down dog position. Breathing here. And then bend your knees, bring your knees down onto the floor, maybe adjust yourselves. I have quite knobbly knees, so if you're on a hard floor or if you're outside, just make sure the mat is underneath your knees, and we're going to come into a frog. So you want your feet to be flexed, so the soles of your feet are pushing behind you, your knees are as wide as you can. And I can tell you that this pose, you can well, I personally can definitely feel it. I know some of you guys will be as well. And it's kind of like, well, you can feel a very deep stretch, but it's a good feeling. You know it's working and it's doing the trick. So push the weight backwards until you feel it on the inside of the legs and those hip flexors and the adductors. Maybe you want to come down onto your forearms. Maybe you can take it even further back, take the full head to the floor, or just let it hang. And we're going to hold here for 3 deep breaths. Inhaling. And as you exhale, try and let go of a little bit more of that tension. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. And then gently on your last breath, come back up slowly. I know some of you probably want to get out of it, but just bend your knees, bring your big toes to touch underneath you, walk your hands in and sit the weight back. And just open through those legs. Sitting down, take your hands behind you and just open the chest. A little unconventional maybe, but really good into the hip flexors. Gently come back, bring your hands together and see if you can push into your fingertips. Little party trick, lift straight up into a forward fold. Or meet me in forward fold, wherever you are. Nice. Roll into that halfway lift, flat back, look forwards, pull the belly in. Exhale, take it down. And then we come to sit on our mat. We're going to come into our final stretches. So quite deep in the lower back today. So we're going to come into some lovely supine twists. So roll all the way down to the floor. Cross your right leg up and over your left leg. And if you have the flexibility to do so, tuck your right toes under your left calf. Otherwise, just squeeze your legs together. Take both of your legs over towards the left-hand side. And just let them hang down towards the floor. Your right arm then wants to come all the way out into a half capital T. Left hand wants to come onto your right knee. Maybe bend your knees, pull your knees a little bit closer towards you and find that twist. You can also shuffle your upper body torso about 3 or so inches over to the left just to find a little bit more leverage. Look towards your right extended fingertips. Try to keep your right shoulder blade in contact with the floor. If your right arm is hanging out here, to take the weight out of it, maybe you can take it onto a book, a pillow, a cushion. If you're outside, maybe a plant pot, whatever you've got around you. And just take the weight out of the arm and out of the legs. And breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. Gently bend your right arm, bring it back in towards you. Sink yourself back into a lying position, unravel your legs, bend your knees, pull the knees in towards you, take a little rock from one side to the other. Bit of self-massage for the spine. And then we're going to cross our left leg up and over our right. And maybe you can take the toes underneath the calf. Maybe you just squeeze your legs together. Send both of your legs now over to the right hand side. Again, maybe you shimmy a little, maybe you adjust, drawing your upper body a couple of inches over to the right. You take your right hand onto your left thigh, extend your left arm out, taking it over towards the left side into that half capital T, and we find this lovely deep supine twist. Look toward your left fingertips. Maybe you're starting to close your eyes here. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Gently come back to center. Pull those knees in. After all of that work in our legs, we're going to finish with a happy baby pose today. So take your hands inside your legs, inside your feet, and then grab hold of the outside of the feet. Bend the knees. Maybe this is enough for you in happy baby pose. Sometimes your tailbone lifts up and off the floor like this. Can we lower it back towards the floor, keeping the tailbone grounded? Relax through our shoulders, our neck, our head. Prevent any gurning or clenching of the back teeth. Maybe smile, soften. And we're going to find the breath. So we're going to keep this a dynamic release. So inhale through the nose. As we exhale, we're going to bend the left leg and straighten our right leg. Maybe you get the shakes in the back of the leg, especially if you're feeling tight here. Inhale, bend the right leg. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, bend the left leg. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Inhaling and exhaling. Just a couple more. Inhaling, straighten the right leg. Push through the heel. Exhaling, bring it back in. And last time, we release the left leg and take it back. Maybe you just hold on to your feet, your ankles, your shins. Maybe you're just here, whatever's working for you. And bring your knees together. Extend your legs out and away from you. Push your feet away from you. Take the arms up and above the head. Take a big full body stretch. Stretching through the right and the left hand side. And then bring your hands either side of your hips. And we're going to work through the body. So I want you to clench and squeeze all the muscles in your feet. Let it go. Squeeze all the muscles in your calves, in your knees, your thighs, working into your glutes. Let it go. Squeezing your belly, your chest, your shoulders, biceps, triceps, forearms, fists. Let it go. And squeezing your neck, your face, drawing the shoulders up to your ears, screwing up your mouth, your eyes, and let it go. Find the breath. Let the shoulders relax, let the glutes relax, preventing any clenching of the back teeth again. Make sure you're not holding any muscles subconsciously. You're letting go, finding that breath. Big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. One more big breath in and out. Gently wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, bend your knees. Pull the knees in towards you. Take a little rock from one side to the other. Roll over to the right hand side. Give yourselves a little hug here. And still keeping your eyes closed, if you wish, draw yourself up into a seated cross-legged position on your mat. Maybe sitting on your block or your cushion or your pillow, or just finding a comfortable position for you this afternoon. Finishing with 3 breaths, taking a breath in through the nose. Don't be shy, open your mouth, let it go. Again, we breathe in. And we let it out. Last time, big breath in. And release. Rub your palms together, creating friction and heat. Place your warm palms over your closed eyes. Take a moment to thank yourself for turning up on your mat, taking a little bit of time for you, appreciating your body and your mind and what you achieve each day, no matter how small. Open your eyes in the warmth. And happy Wednesday. Fab. Wonderful. Well done, everyone. That's quite a big, deep hip flexor opening session today. So I hope you all enjoyed. We will be continuing on Friday. Even though it's Good Friday, there will be a yoga session on. And as always, please stay interactive with us. If you want any particular kind of stretching of certain parts of the body, or you want to learn a new move, or you want to try an arm balance, or you want to try something different, just ping us a message. We're really, really friendly and open to suggestions. And as I write our sequences and stuff, it's always nice to make sure that we're adhering to what you guys want. So have a wonderful afternoon. Enjoy the sun. I can see some of you are outside, which is fab. Yeah, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.